Hey home bakers, it's Jack here at bakewithjack.co.uk, bringing your weekly bread making tip every single Thursday. And today I'm making hot cross buns for a local cafe, which is pretty wicked. But it just crossed my mind something I could talk about today for your weekly bread tip, and it is this. Do you need a proving drawer or airing cupboard in order to make bread? And the answer is no. It's a little bit unnecessary. Not to say that if you have a proving drawer you've wasted your money. That's absolutely fine, of course, and I'll get onto that a bit later, but you don't need it. It's not necessary, and the reason is everything I do I prove at room temperature. The dough and the water is at room temperature already, and I prove on the side of room temperature. And I've made a little video in the past about where you can prove your dough. I'll put a link here somewhere to it, where the best place is, and you're normally just out on the side, free of drafts and stuff like that. Here, I'm using a hot cupboard to prove up my hot cross buns. And the reason is I need control, right? I'm up against a deadline. And you'll see it on the Bake Off in the marquee, and you'll see it all over the place in bakers and whatnot. And the reason is I need complete control. So if you've got a proving drawer at home, absolutely fine. Use it, bearing in mind it's probably going to run at about 28 to 32 degrees or something like that, and it's going to keep your dough nice and warm. So you're going to need a warm dough, and you're going to need it to keep it that temperature through the duration of what you're doing until it goes into the oven. If that makes sense, that's the key, because it's the change in temperature that just messes everything up, not the actual temperature. It's the change. I go to people's houses and host bread making courses, and I never get there and go, oh, where's your airing cupboard? Oh no, we can't make bread, you haven't got one. It doesn't work that way. We leave it out on the side, 18 degrees, 20 degrees, 15 degrees. You know, we leave it out on the side and it's absolutely fine. It comes up in time. The key thing is consistency of temperature, not the change in stuff. So by all means, if you've got a proving drawer, use it. An airing cupboard, use it. Pop a thermometer in there if you want, so you can see exactly what temperature it is at different times of the day. Probably, I'm sure it's changing all the time. That's the key. So the answer to the question is no. You don't need a proving drawer, airing cupboard to make bread. You can make amazing bread at home without any of those things, and that's it. I'm Jack at Bake with Jack. We do this every single Thursday, and if you've got a bread making question, send it to me, tweet me, email me, put it in the comments and let me know, and I'll get onto it next week. See you then. I better get back to work.